I'm saying you're fired.
When Cami Miller fired Tommy Norris at that rig launch party, it looked like the ultimate power play. A queen dismissing a courtier who'd gotten too careful, too scared of the exact risks that built her late husband's empire. It felt final. But what if it wasn't a power play? What if it was the single biggest mistake of Cami's life? Because Cami thinks she cut out a dissenting voice. What she really did was arm her greatest enemy and shove him straight into the arms of her biggest threat. The evidence is mounting that Tommy Norris has secretly joined forces with the cartel boss Danny Morrell, whose real name is Gallino. They are a ticking time bomb set to blow Cami's world apart from the inside. And the most chilling part? She will never see it coming. The Betrayal Blueprint, why Tommy is primed to burn it all down. To get why this betrayal is coming, you have to get the man. Tommy Norris isn't just some disgruntled employee out for revenge. The writers of Landman have spent 2 seasons building a man defined by a messy cocktail of loyalty, pragmatism, and deep-seated trauma from his past. This tension between Tommy and Cami didn't just pop up overnight, it's been a pressure cooker building steam all season long. Tommy got wiped out financially in the 2008 crash, and that left him with a bone-deep hatred for the kind of high-stakes gambling that Monty Miller loved, and that Cami is now trying to imitate. He basically confessed this to her right before she fired him, admitting that while he used to chase that rush, the brutal oil business taught him to do anything to avoid it. For Cami, that was a confession of weakness. She heard his caution not as hard-won wisdom, but as an insult to Monty's legacy. The president of my company can't be averse to the very thing that built it, she told him, dropping the axe on his career at MTEX. For Tommy, though, this wasn't just losing a job. It was a complete rejection of his entire professional philosophy, a philosophy he built from the ashes of his own financial ruin. He was stunned silent, not just from shock, but probably because he saw Cami as a walking disaster, repeating the exact mistakes he spent his life trying to avoid. This firing was just the final crack in a foundation that was already shaking. Cami consistently undermined him all season, especially when she went behind his back to make a deal directly with Danny Morrell. Morrell himself, a man who reads power dynamics like a geologist reads a seismic chart, even pointed this out to Tommy, warning him that Cami didn't fully trust him. The sharks were circling, and Cami's distrust was blood in the water. Being sidelined and then fired doesn't just give Tommy a motive for revenge, in his mind, it gives him a justification. He isn't betraying Cami. He's proving her wrong and maybe, just maybe, saving the company's legacy from her own recklessness. Just a wild guess. The seeds for this were planted a long time ago, and the season 2 finale trailer practically confirms they're making a deal. The dynamic between Tommy and Morrell, aka Gallino, is one of the most fascinating and volatile in the whole show. Remember season 1? Morrell's man, Jimenez, kidnapped and tortured Tommy and was about to kill him. Then, in a wild twist, Morrell showed up, executed his own guy, and saved Tommy's life. That wasn't mercy, it was a business calculation. Morrell told Tommy, "We must coexist," setting the stage for a relationship built on dangerous, pragmatic respect. He saw Tommy not as an enemy, but as a potential asset. Now, in season 2, Morrell has a huge investment in MTEX, making him the financial lifeline for Cami's risky offshore project. This gives him massive leverage, he's inside the gates. And after Cami fires Tommy, the finale trailer shows us the one meeting that changes everything, Tommy meeting with Morrell. The dialogue is terrifying. We hear Morrell threaten the one thing Tommy loves most, his family, if a deal goes bad. Why would Tommy, a man who would do anything to protect his family, willingly walk into the lion's den? While it's possible he's trying to protect everyone from a distance, there's a much more compelling theory, one that fits his character perfectly: this is a pure power play. Fan theories are buzzing that Tommy is partnering with Morrell to orchestrate a buyout of MTEX, using Cami's mismanagement as the reason to cast her out. Think about it, Tommy has the operational know-how, and Morrell has the cash. Together, they're the perfect weapon. Tommy knows every strength, every weakness, every contract, and every employee at that company. Morrell has the money to hit those weak spots at the perfect time. It's a partnership rooted in mutual benefit and a shared enemy, Cammy's leadership. If you're enjoying this breakdown, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out and lets me know you want more deep dives into Landman Season 3. The real tragedy here is that Cammy is completely oblivious to the storm brewing right under her nose. While Tommy is off making a deal with the devil, Cammy is distracted, looking backward instead of forward. The Season 2 finale shows her discovering that her late husband, Monty, only kept paper records to avoid a digital trail. She's so lost that she even offers the company presidency to Nathan, the lawyer, who not only turns her down but tells her to just sell the company. Her entire focus is on preserving Monty's memory and wrestling with the ghosts of his business deals. She has no idea that the man she just fired, the one person who understood the modern threats to her company better than anyone, is actively plotting with her most powerful and ruthless investor. Her arrogance was her fatal flaw. She saw Tommy's caution as a weakness, but it was really a shield forged in the fires of experience. Cammy sees business as a thrilling bet, a rush that makes her feel closer to Monty. She staked the company's entire future on a risky offshore rig with a low chance of success, the very move Tommy begged her not to make. This emotional, legacy-driven approach makes her predictable. Tommy and Morrell are pragmatic predators. They don't run on emotion, they run on strategy and opportunity. Cammy's blindness isn't just a mistake, it's a core part of her character, which makes the betrayal not just shocking, but tragically inevitable. She's playing checkers while Tommy and Morrell are setting up a chessboard for a game she doesn't even know has started. So, what does this actually look like? How will Tommy and Morrell tear Cammy's empire apart from the inside? Here's where we get into predictions for Season 3. The attack will come on two fronts, financial and operational. First, the financial assault. Morrell is a major investor. With Tommy's insider knowledge, they can trigger a financial crisis with surgical precision. Imagine Tommy knows about a huge upcoming expense or a weak point in MTex's cash flow. He could tell Morrell to pull his funding or call in a debt at the exact moment it would cause maximum chaos, forcing Cammy to either sell or face a hostile takeover. Second, operational sabotage. This is where Tommy becomes absolutely lethal. He was the president. He knows the crews, the equipment, the land leases, the drilling schedules, everything. He could subtly leak information to Morrell to disrupt operations. A delayed shipment, a key employee suddenly quitting for a rival, a land lease dispute flaring up, all of it could be orchestrated by Tommy to make Cammy look incompetent and slowly bleed the company dry. The endgame is likely what many fans are predicting: Tommy and Morrell force Cammy out and take control of MTex themselves. In this scenario, CTT Exploration, the new company Tommy started with his loyal crew at the end of Season 2, could be the very entity used to swallow MTex's assets. He would finally be his own man, a true landman, but at a cost that would change his character forever. He'd have won the war, but he would have become the same kind of ruthless gambler he once stood against. Cami Miller made a fatal mistake. When she fired Tommy Norris, she mistook a shield for a sword and, in her grief-fueled arrogance, she threw that shield away. Now, it's being reforged into a weapon aimed directly at her company's heart. The alliance between Tommy and Danny Morrell isn't just a theory, it's the terrifyingly logical end to everything we've seen this season. Tommy's pragmatism, Cammy's recklessness, and Morrell's predatory opportunism have created the perfect storm. Looking ahead to Season 3, the question isn't if the betrayal will happen, but when the bomb will finally detonate. And when it does, Cami Miller will be the last to know. But what do you think? Is Tommy's alliance with Morrell for revenge, survival, or something else? Will Cammy figure it out before it's too late? Drop your biggest theories for Season 3 in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you want to be the first to know when my next Landman breakdown drops, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell.